Hello, everyone. It's Lynn Gallagher, and I'm here to bring you something different. You might know me as Tinker from Tinker Tarot because I do read tarot, and I do a lot of things actually. I do a lot of things, and so I want to share something a little bit different with you today. You may have seen some of my teaching videos that I've put out, and they've been on Carmela, honey, no. They've been on various, um, making a spirit shield and how to use medicine and full moon ceremony. And today I want to talk about some of the original teachings. This is part two of the Unlikely Hero series. Okay? Um, so here we have the wheel, a circle. And everything brings us back to the wheel. Okay? And you can go back to the wheel to work things out in your life. This is a tool like no other. I'm going to tell you right now. First of all, you find yourself in the center. Carmela, stop. She's been in heat this week. So here you are in the center, right here. This is you, okay? And in the circle, we find many sacred things in life that all of us in the whole world share. And one of the sacred things is the number 4. And the number 4 we find in many things. In our directions, our seasons, winter, summer, in our races of man. So we have Asia, we have white man, we have over here in the summer. Oh, I get these two mixed up sometimes. I think summer is red. So that's the native people. And this represents the black race. So we have 4 races here. If you want to pick a color, this one's yellow. Yellow race. So we all have a different color. But it's part of the the original formula. It's already here. Nobody made this. This is here in our lives. Sure, we could have named the seasons, and but they're there all the same. We didn't make them. We just named them. The other things that we have in the circle is, a system, because, this is the east. This is the eastern doorway. There's a doorway here, okay? This is where we enter life, in the eastern doorway. And we exit in the north. We exit in the north. Or no, it goes the other way, doesn't it? I'll make a different drawing here. So we exit in the north, it goes more like that, right? Anyhow, but we got to get around here, okay? In this wheel of life. And in these areas, there's lessons. We have the road, the path that we go on. And there's lessons that we need to learn to pass on to to move on to the next lesson, to that rite of passage into more, it's different responsibilities, and it's part of the hierarchy, right? And it's a natural order of hierarchy. But anyway, it's because you learn the lessons And some of the lessons are these ones, the seven grandfather teachings, but not isolated to only those. Some of this is laid out for you over here. Now, the lighting is terrible. I'm going to move my table right over here for you. Do 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 do. We're going to turn it right here. There we go. Coming into view. So it's laid out here for us. Our development, our path in life. And with each rite of passage, and some of it's undeniable with age. You know, of course we're going to start being little toddlers and children and growing to youth and all that. But are we learning the lessons of each stage? You know, are we learning the lessons before we're going on to there? Because even though people may pass through this cycle in age, in growing, but not necessarily knowing. You know what I mean? And there's something missing for so many people now out there. They don't have direction. You know, there's something missing in so many people's lives. And this is what I found in the tarot, talking to people, giving people readings and hearing people's stories. There's so many people lost, and some of these basic teachings that we assume are being taught at home. Well, everybody knows, everybody doesn't know. They weren't taught that. They weren't given that responsibility, that power, because with that power comes pride, right? And if you're taught these seven grandfather teachings, these seven grandfather teachings, and these are the teachings that you learn in this cycle, you learn in this cycle. Right away, the very first thing that you learn is love when you enter the eastern door. When you enter here, the very first thing you learn is love. That's supposed to be the way it is, That's supposed to be. And when, because you give pure joy. Your job, your responsibility is to give joy as an infant, as a new baby. And they do. They give joy, right? Joy. So then you come to toddler. And toddlers gain a bit more freedom, don't they? They start walking around and they start touching things, and they're just sucking all the information in and all the everything. And a big development thing at the toddler age is they learn to observe. Toddlers really are learning to observe and test. They're testing things a lot because they'll touch everything, So this is a test age. And here is where they start learning respect. This is the beginning of respect. And parents start teaching it to toddlers. That's the way it's supposed to be. We have to respect fire. It can burn us. We have to respect water. It can drown us. We need to pay respect to these things. They are powerful, more powerful than us. so we give it respect. And then they advance, hopefully, into child, right? And children are given even a little bit more freedom. Children can go outside on their own now. Toddlers usually aren't allowed outside on their own. I don't know where I'm getting the sneezes from. But children are they get a little bit more range, a little bit more trust and freedoms. It's where they start getting some freedoms, and freedoms are something that you have to be, there has to be some trust here, and there also has to be you're giving a child their first taste of responsibility, because you start making agreements here with children, right? You're making agreements, and so they start becoming aware of these because they want the freedoms, right? So you tell them they have to accept the responsibility that if you want this freedom, that means so you're going to shake on this with me, right? So anyhow, and then they move on up to youth. With these teachings, at each place you're hopping to a new teaching, a new levels of freedoms and luxuries. Now perhaps you're able to drive, you're able to get even a more extended freedom away from the home nest, and you're where you're dependent. You're still a dependent person, right? You're still a dependent being from this time right here. When you come in that eastern door, you're dependent all the way to here. Hopefully that's where it ends and you become, well, sometimes these are reversed, okay? You're supposed to become an adult here. We have a lot more people becoming parents before they're becoming adults. But see, this is the idea. You're becoming an adult here, and you're a parent here. So I put that there like that on purpose because I wanted to point that out to you. But so here with this, you have all the freedom, but you also have all the responsibility. And you, it's not just, you go in and get your responsibility certificate and pass an exam. It's it's every hope. It's every hope that your parents, your family, your community has given you these teachings, impressed the importance of these teachings on you. By this age, so you know love now. You learned that when you were a baby, right? You're learning love. And when you're a toddler and a child, you're learning about respect a lot. That's when we give a lot of teachings on respect. You're also expected to know your place. So you're getting the humility thing. We trust you. All these rights and freedoms and luxuries can be taken away. But you've earned your rite of passage. You've passed to get to this spot where Now you're able to do more, but there's more expected of you. And sometimes it's tough. You have to be brave. You have to face your fears. Everyone has them. Everyone, we all have the fears we have to face. And so here and here, there's a lot of that bravery is coming in. A lot of our people in the army, in the military, are our youth. And they're in the military because they have all the stamina, and the strength and the endurance, they have all that energy. And so they're our brave ones. They go out there and they're ready to face it. They have that it's not really passion, but it's that fighting, that tiger, that, and they mostly represent all people. The youth, the warriors, are the ones that essentially protect us all. And so here's the really, really important part. If our youth, are breaking down, we don't have any real protection. We need our youth. Because I'm telling you, the grandparents can't be running through fields and crawling around. Not crawling around on purpose, anyway. So our youth are so very important, as well as our adults and our young adults. These are the two very important. They're all important because we're all in the wheel. So I don't want to give anybody a overinflated ego that you have any more importance than the other, because you don't. So I don't want to give that impression. But I'm just saying, if one of these things, I'm talking about youth and adults, but to tell you the truth, if any of these things break down in the circle, in the cycle, then it's disrupted. If you look at a bicycle wheel, the bicycle wheel has all those spokes. There's a quadrillion, I don't know how many spokes there's there. 27, whatever. It's probably an even number. Anyway, every single spoke is so important. And I don't know if you've had a spoke out of your tire or two. The tire is going to start to warp. It's going to start to not function properly. And eventually it's not working in the frame and you're all over the place. So the wheel isn't proper, it's not effective, and it's losing its function. So every single spoke is so important. One spoke might be the mayor, very important in our community. But another spoke might be the garbage man. The garbage man is also very important in our community. And they need to respect one another as equals, because we are all equal in the circle, in the tire. We are all equal. We have all equal importance. We represent different things, but that's what makes the tire work. This spoke here is not this spoke. It is this spoke. And it has its function over here. This spoke has this function over here. And so I know that's a real basic concept of the whole idea. But this is what I'm trying to say. You get a breakdown here in the life cycle that we go through. The life cycle. We're meant to achieve these are achievements to reach To reach elder is an achievement. There's a very special connection between the elder and the youth. Even the grandparents, and the child and youth. This is all like a little special group here. And in native cultures, can't speak for all of them, but what I've been taught is the grandmothers control the youth. They control the warriors. The warriors go to the grandmothers to find out what they should do, to get their orders. Because the grandmothers have a lot of knowledge and experience of life already and are well versed in politics and many things. They've had to deal with many things in their lives. Not every grandparent is a grandmother, or not every grandmother is an elder, you know. It's a responsibility that you accept. And if you accept this responsibility, so then you're communicating with the youth and the young adults even, like let's stretch it over here even, because, you got to control this energy somehow. There's a lot of energy here. And so the grandmothers are at a more patient, calm time, not stressed like the parents and the adults are. Some of the older adults and the parents are very stressed out. They're doing all the work. They're taking care of the children and the youth, and they're taking care of the grandparents. And they have so many responsibilities that they don't communicate very well with these ones, eh? It's not, But grandma up here, who doesn't have as many pressures and grandpa, I don't want to dissuade who grandpa is and who the male figures are in this cycle. So don't get me wrong there, because everyone has their role. Everyone, male, female, all the races, all the roles in our societies, people matter. People matter. That's the ultimate and basic teaching as well. But we need to instill these responsibilities. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of pride. Like, I don't know if any of you were involved in brownies or Girl Guides or Scouts, and you got achievement badges. Even at school, you could earn badges for sports and different things, and there was a lot of pride in earning that badge because you worked your ass off. You worked really, really hard, um, and and you learned a new skill. A new skill. And so when I was in brownies and Girl Guides, I would say a child, like I was in between here and here. So I was learning skills like how to make a fire, but then again, sew on a button. I was learning how to cook. I was learning how, it was a lot of feminine stuff I was learning at the time. I was a little girl, but the great thing is that I was learning skills. I was learning things so that I could experience a rite of passage. I knew some things to take me into my youth to learn the next set of responsibilities. So that takes me to it's not the end of this, but we are all the unlikely hero. I'm getting back to the beginning here. I'm backpedaling now. Okay. We are all this unlikely hero. We all have the potential to accept the call. to accept the call to face these teachings, accept them, you know, and because not all of them are easy. Not all of them are easy to learn. They're not easy lessons, right? We have to sometimes humble ourselves. But some of the lessons that we learn aren't all these lessons of victory. Sometimes these lessons are of failure, are times you failed that brought you to the lesson, you know. So it's there's good, there's it's great to succeed, but it's also good to fail. That what is where we learn, and also when we go to reapply ourselves, we learn to step over that rock now. I'm going to watch where I'm going because there's rocks in this path. To be aware of your surroundings, what you're doing, you know. Uh, it reminds me of some of these games out there. There's all these video games and there's movies of heroes, and we all dream of taking up that quest of getting the sword or saving the girl or freeing our people. And we're already being asked to do this. We are. We're already being asked to do this. Right wrongs. Be honest. Accept who you are. Have integrity. That is heroic right there. Don't let anybody tell you who you are. You know what I mean? Um, Tell the truth. Really mean it. There's differences here between honesty and the truth. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about the equality of us all, how important we all are, how and this is the thing I think we really want when we talk about equality. I want to feel important, you know. I want to get paid for what I do and be respected and all like that. Someone I I live upstairs in the house and I go downstairs and they'll say, "Oh, look at you all dressed up." And I said, "Well, I'm working." And they said, "Hmm?" I said, "Yeah, I'm making videos. I don't just stay in my pajamas. I get dressed for work. I comb my hair. I brush my teeth to do videos. I think that I should be dressed properly for work and try to look nice, presentable. So this is just a very small responsibility that I have, and it's something I respect about myself and I respect about you. I want to give you that respect as well. I want to respect all things. Another time I want to talk about, I want to be very careful here about respecting our roles. So when I say rite of passage and responsibilities, and I do talk about roles here, like we have roles that we're expected to fulfill. And they're different for each stage of life and for the sexes. They're different. And that's okay. Like, I respect all these entities. I respect the cycle. I respect both roles. And I don't want to be exclusive of anyone in that, okay? I am not saying here also that it is the only way. I'm just telling you of one way. And I can only tell you what I myself have been taught. Another thing I want to add is, this is not just Canadian Aboriginal teachings. I've traveled around the world, not everywhere, mind you, but I've been to Central America and Mexico. I've been in the United States and to some sacred places in Arizona, and I've been in Europe, all through Europe actually. Anyway, I've noticed in all places there is a similar formula, cycle, dia, whatever that dia thing is called. And they even have very similar ceremonies. The ceremonies and the ceremonies of rites of passage are very similar. Some of the subtle differences is because of their location, where they are, but and oh, I gotta sneeze. Oh my goodness. I don't know why I'm sneezing. It must be the ancestors, they're trying to tell me, don't forget to say this, don't forget to. Excuse me. I guess that's how I want to just sort of close this, as well as to tell you, share with you that these lessons, these teachings have been passed down for a millennia. This isn't original thought. This isn't just someone that told me. This concept is it's as old as we are. It's as old as we are. But the thing is that we're losing these rites of passage. There's no ways, there's no connections, there's no ceremony to recognize, oh, you've become, look who you are, you're a young man, you're ready for this, or you're ready for that, or the teachings, about the safety of it, the responsibility of it, who you need to, what your job is. And it's at every single age they start you're learning right as infants, So I just, wanted to say that it's the cycle, the circle. It all comes back to the teachings of how we're all equal. We are equal in our responsibility on the wheel, in the cycle. Okay? Thank you so much for listening. I really, really appreciate it. I'd love to hear in the comments how you feel. I'm sorry for these very limited graphics and diagrams. I have limited stuff to use. So this is what I got. This is what I'm using. Anyway, I hope you appreciate it, and I'd love to hear how you feel, any of your thoughts, because you might have similar teachings too, or what you taught, or a particular, if you would like to share, a little life lesson you were taught, and where you had, because I can remember stealing at the store when I was a kid, and I had to go back and face the man, you know, which was so scary. I was so afraid. But I also had to know my place, you know, and have respect. So, anyway, take care. I'll talk to you soon. There will be part 3 of The Unlikely Hero, who you are, I am, we all are. And maybe part 4 too, because I still have some more stuff to say on all this stuff, you know. Anyway, thank you. Bye.